Let us discuss another semiconductor device called the bipolar junction transistor, or in short BJT. We have been discussing about the diode as a switch, and recall that the diode does not have the third control terminal. It has only two terminals, and the direction of the anode cathode voltage, whether it is positive or negative, determines whether the diode is going to be on or off. So it is the anode cathode voltage which will act as the control signal for the diode in a virtual manner. For the bipolar junction transistor BJT, you will see that there are three terminals. So the symbol for the transistor is like this. So you have three terminals, 1, 2 and 3. So this terminal is called the collector, C. This terminal is called the emitter, E, and this is called the base. So the base is the control terminal. By injecting current, you can determine the state of the switch on the CE side. So this power semiconductor device, this switch, power semiconductor switch, is a current controlled device. So by using current injection here at the base, you can control the on state and the off state of the device. You also will see in the literature another symbol like this, slightly different, only the arrow mark here is moving out like this and this is coming in this fashion. They are basically to distinguish the internal doping which is used to construct the transistor. This is representing an NPN transistor, and this symbol represents a PNP transistor. So in the data sheets also it would be indicated whether it is an NPN or a PNP. So for an NPN transistor, the current directions are like this. For the base, the current injection is towards this vertical bar. It's called IB, and the current in the collector also flows in towards the vertical bar. This is IC, and the emitter current flows away from the vertical bar. In the case of the PNP, the current goes away from the vertical bar for the base. It is a sink, and for the emitter it flows towards the vertical bar, and the collector and the base are same, it flows away from the vertical bar. So these are the two types of transistor that you will see and available. They are available in the commercial market and are very popular and have a lot of applications. The relationship is like this. IC, the collector current. NPN is the more popular variety of the BJT, bipolar junction transistor. So let me discuss all with respect to NPN, but all concepts are valid even for PNP type of device. So if I take this NPN BJT, IC is related to IB in this fashion, beta times IB, where beta is fairly constant. Is also equal to another parameter called the H parameter, HFE into IB. So this is the relationship between the collector current and the base current. So if I inject a base current of 1 milliamp, and if beta is 100 milliamps will flow in the collector. IC will be 100 milliamps, and IE will be 1 milliamp plus 100 milliamp, which is 101 milliamp. So this is how it is. Beta and HFE are both same, and you should be aware that beta and HFE can be used interchangeably in some of the data sheets. They are given in the data sheet. Some of the data sheets beta is given, the term beta is used. In some other data sheets the term HFE, H parameter symbol is used. Both mean the same, and so you should be aware of that. Now, using this relationship, we can draw a nice simple equivalent circuit for BJT in this fashion. So let me put this rhombus shaped thing as a controlled current source, and there is this junction, there is a resistance, this is the base spreading resistance, and a diode there. So this will be the collector to represent this will be the emitter to represent this terminal, and this is the base which represents this terminal. There can be a current injection into the base, we can call that as IB. So this resistance here is internal to the device called the base spreading resistor, and if an IB here flows like this, collector current IC also flows in this direction as shown here, and the collector IC is equal to beta times IB, which is equal to HFE times IB. This is the relationship, and IE is the summation of these two currents, which is equal to IB plus IC. So this is in general how the equivalent circuit of BJT would be, and this is a linear operation of the bipolar junction transistor. So this relationship is valid for the linear operation where IC is linearly related to IB. Let us now understand the BJT, the bipolar junction transistor, as a switch, how it works as a switch. So let me first draw this circuit. We have this VCC, resistor, BJT, NPN BJT, emitter is grounded, and then here is the base. And we are going to inject current into the base, IB. Call this resistor as RC, the resistor connected in the collector, and this is VCC, some supply voltage. This is C, collector terminal, and the emitter terminal. And the current, collector current is, if you take the Kirchhoff's voltage law on this loop, you have collector current is nothing but VCC minus this drop VCE will be the drop across the resistance divided by RC will be the collector current. So this is the general equation. Now let us try to put in some specific value and try to understand. First, let us see how it works as a in the linear mode, the BJT in the linear mode, where there is a direct relationship between IB and IC, which is equal to a constant value beta. So let us apply some 10 volts and let me inject 1 milliamp into the base, and let us say beta is 100. So then what is IC? IC from the BJT relationship is beta times IB. So IC is nothing but beta times IB. So that is equal to 100 into 1 milliamp, which is nothing but 100 milliamps or 0.1 amps. So now let me declare here the resistance value RC in the collector is equal to 50 ohms. Let us have 50 ohms there. So now let us look at some numbers. So there is a collector current of 100 milliamp flowing here. So there is a drop across this RC 50 ohms, and apply this Kirchhoff's law, which is voltage 10 volts is equal to drop across this plus VCE drop. So applying this equation, governing equation, you have IC into RC, which is plus VCE is equal to VCC. Now VCE, the voltage drop across the collector emitter of the BJT, is equal to VCC, which is 10 volts, minus ICRC, which is 0.1 amp into RC, which is 50, which is now 5 volts. So VCE is nothing but 5 volts. So there is 5 volts dropping across this. So 10 volts minus 5 volts divided by 50 ohms will give you 0.1 amps, or IC is 100 milliamps. 100 milliamps divided by beta, 1 milliamp. So this is perfect setting, and we call this as perfect linear amplifier mode of operation. This is the linear mode of operation. This implies operation in the linear region. Now there is a drop across this transistor when it is on, and there is also current flowing through it, and therefore there will be power loss. And what is power loss? The voltage drop across the collector emitter into the current through that, which is IC approximately, which is 5 volts into 0.1 amps, which is 0.5 watts. So this is the power loss there. Now all this that we discussed is BJT operating in the linear region. Now we want to see what happens, what are the changes that will happen when BJT is operating as a switch. So first of all, we want power loss to be 0, which means that VCE should be 0. So for BJT as a switch, VCE should be 0 when the transistor is in the on state. So during on state, IC. So when VC is 0, when BJT is operating as a switch, what is IC? IC is nothing but VCC minus 0 divided by RC. So it will be VCC by RC, which is nothing but 0.2 amps. 10 volts divided by 50, which is 200 milliamps, which is 200 milliamps. Now for VC to go to 0, which means that the transistor is going to full on state, the transistor has to saturate. So the IB that you are giving should be greater than IC by beta, or should be greater than 200 milliamps by 100, which is should be greater than 2 milliamps. So if you now apply a value of IB which is greater than 2 milliamps, then the BJT will be in the on state, which means that the BJT will be in the saturation state, where the voltage drop across collector to emitter will be 0 in the ideal condition, or it will be a very small value in a practical condition. So this would be the condition for the BJT to go into the saturation state and act like a switch in the on state. The base current that you inject should be greater than the collector current by beta. Then the BJT is in the on state.